If you made a room entirely out of mirrors, what would it look like? Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host Connor Monroe, and we will never truly know what it smells like underwater. Gaming is a oldish thing. We've had games for years and we're still really only getting started. But in the short amount of time that we've had access to these games, many mysteries have risen. But which ones are the creepiest and most interesting? That's what we're exploring with today's list of the top 10 scary gaming mysteries. If you're new here or haven't yet, be sure to hit like and subscribe for daily gaming content because we got plenty of more scary lists and other things coming your way. Now, roll the intro. At 10, Carnival. One of the most successful arcade games created by Midway Games is actually Carnival, not Mortal Kombat like many would assume. Carnival is a rail shooter that made use of a light gun that was released on Halloween in 1998. The game featured you riding through an evil carnival shooting various creatures such as carnies, real spider monkeys, and even a giant baby, which Midway thought would cause so much controversy that a switch was actually installed into the machine so that the owner could change the baby to a teddy bear if people started complaining. But they didn't. However, the most disturbing image in the game comes from an image that is in the game more times than anything else, just with varying sizes. This image was exported in several sizes in the game. A picture of infamous serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer holding a bag containing the head of Midway Games CEO Neil McAstro. The image doesn't actually appear in the game, it's just in the game data in various sizes. It's unknown why it's there or what the purpose was, but hopefully Neil was aware of it and it's an inside joke around the office. Otherwise, I'd be kind of freaked out. At least in 1998. Not now. And at 9, Shadow of War. In March of 2019, IGN walkthrough editor Brendan Graber decided to replay Middle-earth Shadow of War after beating it for a walkthrough. In the game, you befriend an orc named Bruce for some time. But when he betrays you, Brendan decided to shame Bruce as much as possible. Shaming delevels your opponent and makes them go crazier every time you do it. Over time, Bruce kept appearing. He was mentally damaged and constantly coming after Brendan since at this point Bruce was a level 40 machine. After this went on for a while, Brendan wanted to stream the game for some friends, so he deleted his save and restarted. So he wiped the game file with Bruce in it, by the way. But somehow, before even completing the beginning tutorial, Bruce ambushes Brendan, hours before he was even introduced into the story. This was the same Bruce from his game since he was a level 40, and again, he hadn't completed the tutorial and he wasn't going to be in the story for another couple hours. And he could only let out growls instead of actual sentences. He defies a save and was now after you in a whole other save file. Even after this save file's Bruce had been introduced, the level 40 was still in the orcish ranks, somehow not getting deleted. He was like on the outskirts of the map where no one could find him, just waiting for the perfect time to attack. No idea how that happened. And at 8, The Witcher 3. When playing the quest Tower of Mice in The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, it is possible to hear a woman grunting as if being damaged, and it was discovered that if you stand in a very specific place in that same tower, a mysterious figure would appear behind a table. It took some creative thinking to get a better picture since the figure only appeared when the camera was in that spot, but they had to use some camera abilities and another program to zoom in from that spot with a torch near the monster. But when they did, this is what was found. They have no idea what it is or why it was only visible from that location, but it's extremely creepy and nobody knows how to handle this information. But it does have a poppin' booty, I do have to say. And at 7, Mount Chiliad. The Mount Chiliad mystery is a myth or maybe even Easter egg in Grand Theft Auto 5 that refers to a series of markings and mysterious events scattered around Mount Chiliad, the largest mountain in San Andreas. There is a mural in the cable car station in Mount Chiliad which basically looks like a map or tunnels or paths into the actual mountains. But nobody has really been able to officially solve the mystery. There are symbols all around the mountain. There is an all-seeing eye and a UFO drawn on this mural. Many attempts to solve this have taken place, but everyone claiming to solve it is lying. They've used mods or something along those lines to get an ending that nobody else could get. It's the biggest mystery in GTA 5 and the scariest in all honesty. So if you would like to take a shot at it, be my guest. But it's probably not gonna happen. And at 6, Madden Curse. Also known as the Madden cover jinx, the Madden Curse is the comparison of the amount of injuries to the players that were on the cover of Madden games. Just to start off, the 23 players who have been on the cover so far have had a total of 110 Pro Bowl appearances before being on the cover, as opposed to 25 in total after being on the cover. That's all of them combined. That's hardly one per person. Garrison Hurst was the first player to ever appear on a Madden game, being featured on Madden 99. After being on the cover, he suffered a broken ankle and couldn't play again until 2001. 5 days after Michael Vick's 2004 version was released, he was injured during a preseason game and only got to play in the last 5 games of the regular season. Out of the 23 players on the cover, at least 17 have gotten injured the same year their game was released. It is unknown why this happens, or if it's just really a coincidence, or maybe someone else is at work. There could be a hitman designated to injuring the players on the cover to stir up more talk about the games, but we will probably never know until one of them dies. And at 5, W.D. Gaster. Beware of the man who speaks in hands. W.D. Gaster was the royal scientist before Alphys, who mysteriously vanished after falling into his own creation, one of his experiments going wrong, or being shattered across space and time. Undertale is constantly hinting at his existence, and similar to Sans and Papyrus, he speaks using a different font/typeface than everyone else, depending on whether you want to call it a font or typeface. And considering how Sans and Papyrus speak in Comic Sans and Papyrus, it's safe to assume that W.D. Gaster is still a reference to a font. Some have thought Windings perhaps because of the WD, or maybe it's referring to the Gaster font, which I am using to write this part of the script. The game of Undertale uses fun values, which changes what you can see and do in game. When the fun value is at 66, you are able to encounter an entity everyone assumes to be Gaster, so much so that it's his picture on their wiki page. You can also get different references to his existence depending on your fun value. Who is he? Where did he come from? Is he really Gaster? Does he have other motives? Nobody really knows. But we all know that he supposedly likes to speak in hands, whatever that means. Maybe he's just really proficient at sign language. And at 4, Shadow People of Hell Valley. The Shadow People of Hell Valley is a nickname given to a sky texture in Super Mario Galaxy. In the Shiverburn Galaxy and Grandmaster Galaxy level, you can see these shadowy figures at the top of the cliffs that surround the level. The official name of these is Hell Valley Sky Trees, which is what the name of their texture file is. But I don't know what kind of crap Nintendo has to be smoking in order for them to think that these look like trees. Even alien trees. They also follow the player. So how would trees be following us unless they're like Ents? We have no idea who or what these things are, or if they have any significance. They could perhaps be a leftover texture from the Hell Valley beta level, or maybe it's something even more sinister. Let me know your theories down below. And at 3, Fallout 3 predictions. Most of you know about the Fallout 3 predictions. Well, for those of you that don't know, you're in for a treat. In Fallout 3 there are various radio stations you can listen to. The announcement begins with a series of numbers and then an event, such as 12055282010. What are you talking about? You'll be missed. As Arnold Jackson, Gary Coleman popularized the phrase, "What you talking about, Willis?" in the show Different Strokes, and those numbers refer to his day of death. At 12:05 on May 28th, 2010. 12:05, 1205, May is the 5th month, on the 28th to 8 and 2010. That's creepy as hell. Remember, this game came out in 2008, or 94542002010. That's when the BP oil spill happened, as well as them predicting the death of Queen Elizabeth II, and Britney Spears getting an Oscar by 2028, and the world ending, so like, let's hope they're wrong about that. And the Britney thing. And at 2, Kill Switch. Kill Switch is a game that was supposedly real, but only 5,000 copies were ever made. Some people claim to have played it, but we can't really be sure, since the game deleted itself off your computer once you had completed it. Not sketchy at all. It supposedly featured gameplay surrounding either a girl named Porto, who woke up in a mine and needs to find her way out, or an invisible demon named Gast, who you can play as but not see. It's meant to be the earliest horror adventure game, but again, we can't confirm its existence. It seems fairly convenient to have a game that probably never existed just delete itself off your computer, but for that to be the case, it would have to be a digital download, not a disc. But only 5,000 copies were created, meaning it had to be a disc. But then again, it couldn't be a disc because if it tried to delete itself off your computer, you could just take the disc out and put it back in again. Otherwise, it would have been infinite, like if it was on something like Steam. Obviously not Steam because of the time, but you know what I mean. It's a digital download, you can just download it again. Especially after it got out that the game deleted itself, I know people wouldn't play it all the way just to make sure that they keep the precious game, but apparently nobody did, and that's really sketchy. Finally, in at number 1, Herobrine. Herobrine is apparently the subject of a community-made creepypasta. Despite this, he is a major Minecraft icon, but supposedly has never appeared in the game. The only things considered canon about Herobrine is the first image and the story about him, as well as the Brocraft stream. Anything released after this is considered fan-made, but apparently he's entirely fan-made. I know that he's fan-made, I'm just playing it up. Like, come on, people. The community seems to think Herobrine has never been present in the game, but how could a fan-made character become so popular that he becomes added into an update list, where every update now says removed Herobrine? When Herobrine was in your world, he would do various things, like make 2x2 block-wide tunnels, remove all leaves from trees, make glowstone towers, messages on signs, sand pyramids, the works. And the original creepypasta detailing his encounter went up in popularity after Brocraft streamer Copeland hopped on the hype train. Other variations of Herobrine have been created since then, with him appearing in the Fallen Kingdom series of songs and parodies, and Herobrine is Coming to Town by Sky Does Everything now. But also in the popular Israfel by the Yogscast, showcased in their original Minecraft series, as well as Shadow of Israfel, which you should totally be bringing back right now. I need to know if you can save Daisy, and if KP is still alive. Bring it back, it's been years. They set him up to be Herobrine, making him do similar things until it was revealed that he wasn't Herobrine and in fact Israfel. So good. There we have it, friends, the top 10 scary gaming mysteries. What other gaming mysteries do you know of, and which ones were your favorites from this list? Let me know below, and on your way down be sure you hit like and subscribe for daily gaming content and ring that bell to join the clan and level up. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been Herobrine Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.